Okay.
I'm pretty observant, too.
Yeah, you are.
Otherworldlyculture.com. www.loa.com. An umpire and a vampire square off each week, reviewing movies outside their own strike zone. This week's movies, the 1998 Deep Rising and the 1980 Caddyshack, starring Famke Janssen, Cindy Morgan, Ted Knight, Treat Williams, Chevy Chase, Kevin O'Connor, and Rodney Dangerfield. Now two guys who've stepped on their share of ducks.
Oh, somebody stepping a duck?
Tim Crutchman and Jeff Miller.
I think I'm in love with it. I think I'm in love with it.
I did some work this week.
That is awesome. Thank
you
so much. Now, you said Famke. Is that how that's pronounced?
You know it is.
It is.
I did my homework.
That's funny because when I rolled over this morning, I could have swore she said Famke.
Well, then Google sound has it wrong.
I have no idea.
It's Famke.
Hey, everybody.
Janssen.
Welcome to
She's
Dead
Dutch.
on the Bases.
Dead on the Bases.
He's Jeff Miller.
I'm Jeff Miller.
We call him the ump. He's the actual originator of the designated hitter rule in the major leagues. He suggested it one day to a commissioner at the time because he said the pitchers can't hit worth a shit anyway. So that's what Jeff has contributed to baseball.
Okay.
Over the year. Well, I'll keep telling you about things that Jeff has
You'll tell me
been
things that I've
involved in.
done? Great.
Yeah. I think our listeners deserve to know what
I can't wait.
what they're being subjected to.
And he's Tim Crutchman.
I am.
And I didn't do enough homework to tell you what he's contributed to.
You
horror.
know, honestly, it's mostly sperm. Okay. So
Wow,
there
that's
it
where this is going today.
We are live, everybody.
Wow.
We're having a great time.
Are we?
We're going to be,
Yikes.
we have some great movies on tap today.
Oh, yeah. This week.
I am going to be reviewing The Shack of Caddies, is what it's often known as, The Shack of Caddies.
Don't try to dip into my trivia question.
And you're going to be doing Deep Rising.
Rising of the Deep.
That's right.
Look at that.
Fantastic films
Release the
on
Kraken.
today's show. And why don't we get started so we only go overtime by an hour or two this time?
Okay, I just want to say one thing.
Okay.
Before we get into this.
Okay.
You really got it made with the movies I gave you. You do. Caddyshack, classic. Classic. What's that? Oh, we're just going.
We're going. You are trying to make the show go long.
What?
I know what you're up to.
Huh?
You're trying to get into overtime, and we're going to
Let me step away for a second. I'll come back. No, I'm just kidding.
Honest to frickin' God. All right.
All right, Tim. I had the 1998 movie Deep Rising. I'm gonna do a
Now, by the way, everybody, when I first assigned this to him, after he said, "What's that?"
I did.
he said, "It better have a jet ski scene if that's going to be on the poster."
Right.
He gets really bad if the posters are lying to him.
Now, and that's gonna be my only criticism of this movie.
Oh, here we go.
And the reason why is, okay, so there's no jet ski. It's at the end. So now I remember what the box looks like. So now I'm like, they're going to get away. So it's kind of like a spoiler on the box. I don't like that. This other one that's on the IMDb.
Yeah.
Now that's a better
No,
cover.
it's crappy.
Why?
I like this. I like
No,
this
because
a
you
lot.
know they're going to get away.
But no, you don't.
Yes, you do.
They do now because you spoiled it.
If you haven't seen this movie from 1998, then you're like
You
me.
hadn't seen it before this.
And you know what?
And you're still scared of octopus after watching this.
Oh, look at that. There's the Kraken.
Yeah.
There's the Kraken. Yeah, where's my scaredy cat? No, I was not afraid of the Kraken.
Okay.
There's actually a rum called the Kraken, and I was drinking the Kraken while I was watching the Kraken.
Yeah,
It's
there
good
you go.
rum. It really is. It's good rum. Go get it if you can. It's the Kraken. Spelled with K. Anyways, where's
of
my
course
little pictures?
So
I can talk about the movie.
You get distracted. I don't know if we're
All
putting
right.
it on.
So Deep Rising,
there
19.
we go. Yeah, see, he
Okay.
immediately starts just checking out.
Deep Rising, 1998. Famke Janssen from Dutchland, from the Netherlands. She's in here, along with this guy right here, this Trent Williams. The cool thing about him, he's a descendant of someone that signed the Declaration of Independence. That's pretty cool.
Who?
Trent Williams. Treat Williams.
Treat Williams.
Yeah, not Trent. Treat.
So who is he descended from?
I don't know. I read it and I forgot it, but it's true. So, anyways, back to the movie. All right. So what happens in this movie?
Random trivia that you don't even know.
Right.
All right.
So here's the deal. So this is a cool movie. This is like right up my alley, Tim. This is probably
because there's shit exploding in this.
This is the best movie so far that you sent me.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I love this.
Happy.
This is like Snakes on the Plane for me. Anaconda. I like this kind of stuff. So this is good. So here's the quick of it. Treat Williams, whose name in the movie is John Finnegan, who they keep calling him Finnegan. They don't even say John.
Right.
But he's a boat captain that will do it. You know what he reminded me of? He reminded me of Han Solo. Because he is this guy that is going to smuggle stuff for you or run stuff for you. Am I off on that? No, I'm on. I'm dead on that.
You're finally
I could see him. I could see, like, it reminded me of Harrison Ford playing Han Solo. That's what it reminded me of. That reminded me of him.
Did you like his tagline that he kept saying?
What was it? Say it.
Now what?
Yes.
Now what? And I was like, that's something I say all the time. I'm like, oh, now what? And I thought it just fit his character so perfectly.
His character was so cool. It was like a Han Solo character. He was just like really like laid back, like, okay, bring it. All right, we're going to do this. Very nonchalant when he shoots the octopus in the eye. I know it's a spoiler, but I'll get to it. Yeah. So anyways, he's out there. He's running these like missiles and guns and that for these mercenaries. And they're going to the South China Sea. We're going to get to a little bit more about that later on. They're going out there. At the same time, there's this huge cruise liner that it's a one-of-a-kind. It's the biggest one in the world, whatever.
Hold that thought. We got something from the chat room to help you out. We have assistance.
There you go.
From the chat room. Yep. It is Robert Treat Payne was the... Let me turn that poster off. Robert Treat Payne was the signer. There you
go.
He came down from... I put in the fun fact that when on a date in his single days, Jeff was often nicknamed the Octopus.
Yeah, there you go. You know a lot about me. Wow.
I do. I have a lot of
stuff that I didn't know.
A lot of knowledge.
Anyways,
I'm sorry, but we had to get that piece of info.
Thank you to the chat room.
Yeah.
Thank you, because I was right. I wasn't making that stuff up. I got another fact, but I don't know the whole answer.
No, but he's going to be making something up later. Everybody stay tuned for our trivia section.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
Set me right
nice segue. Look at that.
You.
Perfect. Like professionals.
Yeah.
So now there's this cruise liner, maiden voyage. They've got a bunch of people on there, a bunch of rich people. Okay.
Yeah, the Argonautica.
Yep.
They're on the Argonautica.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to pronounce it, so I'm glad you did.
Yes.
So anyways, they're going... and all of a sudden, the Kraken comes up, and
hell's a Kraken when he shows up.
And it disables this boat, but there's an inside guy disabling the boat too. And then one of the speedboats on the side of the boat, on the side of this cruise liner, falls off. Finnegan runs into it, busts up his boat, and now they gotta get over to wherever they're gonna go. They're gonna try to survive somehow. They get over to the
cruise liner.
Argonautica.
Argonautica. Yes.
It sounds Asian
that
to me.
Is close enough.
Anyways, they get over there. They find out there's nobody there. Well, the reason why is because that thing right there is eating everybody. And it's weird because they don't really eat everybody. They suck everything out from them, and it shoots out.
You.
What? They drink you. Yep. But it didn't really gross me out like the stuff in Black Sheep did. But before all this happens, Famke gets caught ripping off some stuff, stealing. She's like a pickpocket, whatever. They throw her in the cooler. So she's really the only one that's alive, along with a couple other people.
Literally in the cooler.
Yeah, but she's pretty cool in the cooler, isn't she?
Yeah. I told you this prior to turning on the mics. I think this is her best role. It's so good. She is pitch perfect throughout it. It's really a fun movie. Now, this didn't gross you out.
No.
This that's on the screen.
No, that's like Raiders of the Lost Ark stuff. So, but here's the deal. It doesn't.
But some misshapen wool.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Running.
Did you know that Famke was not the original person to play that part? Look at this. I'm hitting this stuff out of the ballpark.
Claire Forlani or something.
And why did she do it?
I don't remember why she did
Artistic differences with the director.
Yeah.
Look at that. Boy, I'm just...
Nice.
I know.
Good
I
job.
know. Pretty impressed.
But Famke, complained on the shoot because she didn't like that she was all dolled up.
Yep. She wanted to be more natural. There's a part where she wanted to be nude, and they didn't want to bring up that rating, so...
Yeah, but there was no way this movie was ever going to be PG anyway.
No.
There's no way. This is an R-rated...
Well, with all the gore and all that, and I think they throw a couple swears in there, but anyways, so they all get together. They got to survive somehow. They find out that the guy who invented that
built the
ship, Argonautica. He was really the back of the. He's the one who. What he wanted to do was
You're just spoiling the shit out of this. Okay,
but really,
keep going.
Aren't we supposed to?
You can.
No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. Okay, so here's the deal. He wanted to sink the ship for the insurance money, okay?
Yeah.
And that's where Finnegan comes in. He didn't know it, but he was actually bringing the bombs and stuff there to sink it.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right?
Right.
See, I pay attention to these movies. So,
yeah, okay. Congratulations.
Well, no, but you would think that I wouldn't catch on to this stuff. But
no, with only one viewing, that's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did only watch it once.
He's catching all the details.
I am.
Yeah.
But are you upset that I'm spoiling this? Do you think people are upset?
No, I don't think. My brother hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, no.
He's in
Stefan, close your ears.
Yeah, he does that pretty well every time he talks, so don't worry.
Every time I talk? Okay, so back to Famke. Now, Famke was in GoldenEye.
My girlfriend, yeah.
She was in GoldenEye. What else?
I remember when she went off to do that, yeah.
Didn't she do that before this? Oh, Gwen got off. I got you.
GoldenEye
she was with you, and she's like, hey, I got to go shoot a movie.
Right. I think GoldenEye was 95. What is this, 98?
98.
Yeah, I think she had just done GoldenEye, in fact.
Yeah, someone tried to take care of her GoldenEye and screwed up her face.
Yeah, well.
I mean, what? I mean, you got to wonder.
I do. Now, what do you think of Treat Williams' little buddy, the first mate, Gilligan?
He got to be annoying to me.
Did he?
He annoyed me.
There's one line he has in this movie where he just goes, can you just get asthma? I love that line.
Yeah, that's a good line. I mean,
funny.
He had some good lines, but he just was sort of like, he was always, I don't know.
It was like they threw all those lines to him.
Right.
And, yeah.
It
was just, he was a bit, and he was being a wise ass. And then he was pissed that he got his ass kicked. And it's like, no, that's part of the being a wise ass experience.
So you know that Kevin O'Connor, who plays Joey, I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, and he's been in a lot of the movies that Stephen Sommers shot. I know that.
He was actually in a movie with Famke. They were in a movie called like Lord of Illusion or something like that.
Really?
They were in a movie together once before. Yep.
Lord of Illusion is
something like that.
The John Carpenter movie?
King of Pain or something. I don't know. But it was another. It's another fact that
something by the police or state.
It was
something.
It was another fact that I picked up, but I just don't retain them all.
Okay.
But do you want to have my sports connection?
Oh, hold on. I have to press the button though. Sports movie connection.
There's no sound to this. There should be like no. There should be a stadium of applause and cheers.
Okay.
Anyways, what kind of scream was that? That was called what?
That was the Wilhelm scream. That's the reason I played it, but go ahead.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah.
Why? Maybe behind me.
You.
So anyways, Treat Williams, he in high school, he played football. He played football for Kent Private School. Yep, out in Connecticut.
Now he had to be like a quarterback or running back or something.
Yeah.
He wasn't a big
No.
Okay.
No.
He kind of looks athletic.
He looks athletic. Yeah. He could be athletic, but yes, so that's my sports connection. I had to dig deep for that. I was looking for sports.
Good,
you have no idea.
Yeah, I bet. Now, that's the Wilhelm scream, which is an often used joke for audio guys. Yep. If you watch the jet ski scene.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
Yep. Okay, but when you watch the jet ski scene, this octopus, for some reason, is roaring. It makes noises. Yeah. In that noise, you will hear the Wilhelm scream. It's mixed in with a bunch of other stuff, Now that I told you about it, watch it again, and you will hear it.
I like the movie, so I will watch it again.
You'll be like, what the hell? What is a person screaming coming out of this octopus for?
Can I give you another fact that you're going to think is pretty cool that I paid attention to?
What?
Do you remember that scene where they're going down the hallway and the flooring is it's moving up?
Yes.
You know what that's from? Or where you've seen that before?
Probably The Thing.
Yes! Absolutely right.
1985 is The Thing, because the head of special effects for this movie is the same guy from The Thing.
Damn.
In John Carpenter's 1982 The Thing. Rob Bottin.
You can say...
I don't remember how it's pronounced. But I knew that was a connection, and that's one of my favorite shots from The Thing.
Damn.
I love that shot.
So
very observant, though, that you picked up on it. I knew it because it's adjacent to The Thing.
To be honest with you,
love that movie.
I haven't seen The Thing. So I got this in reading about the movie a little bit because I wanted to bring more to this and just...
And you always do. And we
not
love
really.
that. So
but
tell me about the jet ski, because that's a sporting thing. You should be able to tell us about that.
Yeah, I guess. No. So the sports movie connection with a jet ski?
Is jet skiing a sport?
It can be. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Anyways, so they do have these jet skis in there, which you see the one that she's going to take, jet ski number 3. She's looking for the key.
Right.
She ends up, I don't know how she still got the key for that, because if you notice, because they chase her around, she loses the key, whatever. When she comes back, that jet ski doesn't have a number 3 on it anymore. So they must have figured out we can't have her ride away at number 3 because she doesn't have the key.
You really do have a thing for numbers.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I figured that out.
Holy cow.
But it was a cool scene with them shooting around on the jet ski, and then with the cover.
Now, okay, they take the jet ski and they're going through fireballs, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that? That would be awful toasty.
Yeah, but you're going through so quick, you didn't probably know what happens.
The last time I did it, it was it was very warm.
Now I'm surprised you don't have Pitbull's Fireball while we're talking about that.
Fireball. That's actually
it's on there. I know. I should have thought of that.
I didn't have it right.
But then they come popping out of the ship, which you kind of figure. But then this is the thing, Tim. This is where I think you're going to be impressed.
Okay.
This is where you're going to be impressed.
I'm about to be impressed, everybody.
So they get over to this island that they've seen. Now remember, they're in the South China Sea.
They're on the South China Sea.
Right. And they're out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody knows where anything is. They get to this island, all right? And then somehow, and again, Steph, and I'm really sorry, but I got to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Joey. Okay, so here's another thing with that jet ski. So if you notice, he's looking under the hood for the motor. Jet skis don't have their motor up front; it's underneath the seat. So that was a total like mistake in the movie. But
I didn't know that.
Look at this. I'm bringing my A game today.
Wow.
So anyway,
now wait a minute. Do you jet ski quite a bit?
I have in the past.
Why? Running drugs for the cartel or what?
Yeah, right out there on Little Muskego Lake.
Little Muskego Lake is a hotbed. A hotbed, ladies and gentlemen, of drug running activity. This is how we learn about it.
No, it's not.
It really is.
No, it's not.
It really is, because those guys on the north side really like their heroin.
Oh my God. None of this is true. Anyways, heroin. They're looking for a heroine. No, a heroine. Isn't a heroine a female superhero? A heroine? That's right.
Keep going.
Keep going. I'm right, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Like Elon Musk.
Heroine.
Anyways, Heroine. Yeah. That's like Halloween.
Yes.
Which I'll never watch. But anyways, back to Deep Rising. So they get out. You
might watch it.
No. So they're... No, because there's a scene in my head. There's a scene in my head right now that I'm reliving, and I hate that scene.
Season 4.
So they're on this island. He's looking at the thing. He can't fix this. So they're gonna be stuck on this island.
Right.
Their buddy washes ashore. I don't know how he made it, but somehow he made it on a surfboard. He gets there, and right before you think there's gonna be a terms of it.
My understanding is he tested well. So they're like, yeah, we better bring him back for the last thing.
I was looking for a scene out of South Pacific with Vamp and Trent rolling around, being happy that they're there. Yeah. But now they pull away as everybody's alive, and there's a volcano going off in the background, and there's something shooting through the jungle.
Through the jungle.
Through the jungle, and the first thing that came to my mind, Tim,
Yeah.
King Kong.
King Kong. And
So, was there a sequel to Deep Rising where it's King Kong?
actually, at the time, King Kong was being developed for a reboot.
Really?
It was kind of in development hell, but they kind of thought this was going to be the first big monster movie in a while that came out. And something else came out just before it that kind of screwed that up. And this movie is well known for coming out at almost the same time as Titanic.
Yep,
And
that's true.
Of the two cruise line movies, this one didn't do quite as well.
Right.
And,
I wonder why.
Yeah. But the thought was, if we can get this remake of King Kong together, it could be like, this could be like an introduction to that, or somehow connected, because Stephen Sommers was one of the names they had attached to it. So
To King Kong?
For like a minute.
Really?
Now that's the version that ended up being the Peter Jackson version that you don't like that much.
Jack Black.
Yeah, with Jack Black.
I don't mind the movie. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind King Kong the movie.
You don't like
They could
Jack
do
Black.
it without Jack Black. Jack Black is awful. But anyways.
I like him, but
No, I
okay.
know. But wait, but before we go any further,
Yes.
and I didn't look this up, I probably should have. Is there a Deep Rising 2? Do they get off the island? Is there anything going on like that?
To my knowledge, there's not a Deep Rising 2. To my knowledge. That doesn't mean
I could
that
go for a
somebody
Deep Rising
didn't do it. Because, my God, there are sequels to all sorts of undeserving films out there. So
Like the sequel to the movie you're going to do in a little bit.
that's actually a good segue.
But this was a good movie. I'll give you my review at the end. I'll give you my number review.
The number, right.
Yes, but I really did like this. So if you haven't seen it,
Fantastic.
Still
Now,
see it.
were you ever scared at any point?
no, not once.
Not once.
No, this
Okay.
is my kind of stuff. That's creepy though. Come on, man. I just hope there's nothing like that in The Orphan, because I'll never sleep.
No, Orphan's a lot more difficult to watch. So that's great. So glad that you enjoyed the movie.
I did.
Because
I did.
You really didn't like Black Sheep, and I thought you were going to love that movie. So
It was bad.
my fault. But now it's time for my review.
Now I can just look at the posters and not worry about it.
Yes, and you can relax. Calm down over there. Are you relaxed?
I'm always relaxed, dude.
We're talking about Caddyshack from 1990.
Nope.
1980.
Sorry. Sorry.
Pressing too many buttons at the same time.
That's what she said.
So, yeah, my favorite joke. So, Caddyshack from 1980. It is amazing that this movie turned out any good at all. It is just shocking.
What?
I say that because there are a number of things that happened during the filming of this movie that I learned while reading. I read a book about this, the making of this movie. The talent can't be denied. Excellent talent. Basically, what had happened is two of the main guys that wrote this, Harold Ramis and, oh God, am I going to forget his name? Douglas Kenney. They both were writers on Animal House, which was the first National Lampoon movie. Obviously, that movie was a mega hit.
For little money, too.
Very little money. So, what happened out of that movie is that a bunch of the people left. John Landis, the director, John Belushi, and they went and they made the Blues Brothers.
Yep.
The other folks went off and did Caddyshack. Okay, and that was Douglas Kenney and Harold Ramis. Harold Ramis had never directed a movie, and he did this. Now, if you're wondering who Harold Ramis is, he is the third Ghostbuster, Egon Spengler. He is also the guy in Stripes that isn't Bill Murray. The other guy is Harold Ramis. Harold Ramis basically wrote almost all of SCTV with help from some of his castmates, but really he was the guiding force of the writing behind SCTV. So excellent writer, fantastic guy. But everybody in this cast was wasted, with the exception of one cast member. So you know who's all in the cast.
Yes, I do.
Everybody's taking cocaine, copious amounts of cocaine.
Should I guess?
Who do you think did not overindulge?
I have two people that I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, to me, the obvious one, Ted Knight.
Okay, and who is the other?
The other one can be Rodney.
Okay, Ted Knight is correct. Rodney, you're way off.
Really? I would have thought that he was just the way he was.
He had serious problems.
Really?
Yeah, he was coked up. Yeah. In fact, this movie is probably very famous for being one of the biggest overindulged movies of all time.
Really?
Now, the movie had disastrous initial screenings. Part of that is when they originally brought in this film, it was 4 hours and 15 minutes longer.
Wait, what?
It was like 4.5 hours.
Oh my God.
The initial cut. And they went, oh, maybe that's a little long.
Yeah.
Initially, the story was there's Danny Noonan up on the screen.
Noonan.
The story was about Danny Noonan working at the shack, and like all the adults were secondary characters.
Oh, so it was supposed to revolve around him.
It was supposed to be about him.
Really?
And obviously, you watch the movie, and you kind of forget he's in there from time to time, because it's so much about Ty Webb, Chevy Chase, and Judge Smalls, and whatever Rodney's name is. It's
Al
like Cervec? Is it
Al Cervec, yeah.
Cervec. And then, and of course, Bill Murray's character, that apparently he had been doing that character forever. He called him the Looper. Yeah. He used to always call him the Looper because he would take his mouth and...
He uses that in the movie too.
Right.
He meets
and he does that
Dalai Lama.
Yeah, and that is a character he had been developing at Second City comedy in Chicago for years, because Bill and another Murray brother that's in here, Brian Doyle Murphy, who is the head of the Caddy Shack. He's in charge of all the caddies. He was also, Brian Doyle Murray is probably the guy that wrote most of the script that wasn't just gags. The stuff that's about being at a golf course, because he had caddied quite a bit as a young man in the northern suburbs of Chicago. And they basically, one of the things that they did when they filmed this, they wanted to film this in a place that looked like the northern suburbs of Chicago, but they sure as hell didn't want to go to Chicago. It's too cold. And they really didn't want to do it in California because they were afraid all the studio chiefs would come out and get involved. Because that was one of the problems they had with Animal House was studio interference. So they said, let's go to Florida. Well, they go to Florida, and every damn golf course has got palm trees on it until they found this one. And they were like, we got to do it here. And that's why it is where it was.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
You might be getting to this.
No.
So, obviously, in the final scene, they blow up all the stuff. Was that on that golf course? Did they get the rights to do it? Or did I...
They did not get the rights.
Okay.
But they did it anyway.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
They, if you know anything about golf course people, they do not want you screwing up their facility.
Right.
And they just they decided to do that last because they knew they'd get kicked off when they did it. And they had so much explosives that apparently they were in the glide path of a local airport.
Yeah.
And a pilot was going over when this happened and mistook it for a plane crash.
Oh, really?
And called it in and said, I think I just saw a plane crash. It was this huge fireball, blah, blah, blah. And no, it was...
Did they get sued or anything?
No. Well, they were back in California before anybody knew what the hell was going on.
Well, wait a second. What do you mean, though?
They took off. They ran.
Well, they shot the film and they blew everything up.
Yeah,
while they shot.
They didn't get sued.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't know how they managed
to
not get sued.
Well, I thought maybe they thought it was in their little book.
Apparently, they built like a little berm or something, so it didn't really. They didn't do this on a fairway. You know, they didn't.
I honestly thought
explode
I
up
thought
early.
they did. I thought they blew up that
Yeah, they did.
CGI is awesome.
They didn't have CGI in 1980.
I know.
They did not.
You know what? You almost are glad that they didn't because I think it wouldn't probably look as good.
Yeah. Now you
Right?
want to hear a really deep cut of
I
trivia?
do. I do.
Okay. So
I always do.
Al Cervic, right?
Yep.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Yep.
He's always running around and he's got a couple little cronies. He has Dr. Wang, right? of course he's named Dr. Wang. And then
Taking pictures.
there's this other guy that's bald that's always kind of like, and
Yes.
he's checking out women's racks and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yes.
His name is Scott Powell.
Okay.
He is a surgeon in, is it Florida? He's currently a surgeon, but prior to doing this, he was in the band Sha Na Na and performed at Woodstock.
Get out of here.
See, I could
You should
have
have
used
used that.
this for trivia, but I did not. Because
Ooh,
this is
Alexandro.
so unbelievable.
That's an awesome.
But
That's
that
awesome.
actually is a guy from Sha Na Na. I always thought, where did I know that guy from? Where did I know that guy
Now that
from?
you say it.
And now you won't unsee
Yep.
it.
Now that you
won't
say it, I
unsee
get it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, what else did I have? Oh, the Gopher was a late addition that was made to the movie. The Gopher,
Yeah.
he's
all right.
The part of the problem was, if you remember, the movie was supposed to be about
Noonan.
pretty well absolutely everything except for what the movie ended up being. You
Right,
know? It was
right.
about everything else. So they needed something to kind of tie the movie together.
Really?
So they decided to go with this. Also, Bill Murray, who you think of this movie, and you kind of think of Bill Murray and Rodney Dangerfield. I think are the first two you think.
Yeah,
of.
I think you're right. Yep.
Then Chevy and
Yep.
Ted Knight
Yep.
usually is in fourth place.
Uh-huh.
But that's the way that you usually think about. Bill Murray was on the shot, only shot for like 6 or 7 days. And he had to fly back and forth to New York for Saturday Night Live.
Oh, okay.
A couple of times. But Lauren Michaels, he was like, hey, this is good for Saturday Night Live for you to be in a movie. We're going to make you available so you can do this. And in fact, the scene with Chevy and Bill Murray,
Yeah.
they made that up kind of on the spot because one of the guys, one of the studio chiefs said, wait a minute, you got Chevy Chase in the movie and Bill Murray, and you don't have them in any scenes together? What are you doing? And I think a lot of people know this, that Chevy Chase and Bill Murray famously had a fight behind the scenes at Saturday Night Live. I mean, like actual punching.
I heard about that.
But they had mostly made up by the time Caddyshack came out, and they put that behind them and kind of put together that whole scene. In the morning, they kind of figured out where they were going to go, but they improvised quite a bit.
Never knew that. That's a cool fact about this.
Yeah.
Because you see the movie and you really don't think that they're not in any scenes together, except for that one. But now that you mention it, that is the only scene they're in together.
Yeah, it is.
That's pretty
there
cool.
There was a second one that they cut out, but they cut out an entire other movie.
Oh, yeah. It
is
was
what
4.5
they
hours
did.
long.
And they had to get adult supervision to edit finally on the movie because they had an idiot that, he put together a 4.5 hour movie.
Oh, he wasn't cutting anything.
Why do you think they're going to sell this on HBO Max? That's for you, Zack Schneider. But anyway, they got a guy, Blake Edwards, editor of choice, was available for a week. He took a shot at some of the scenes, put it together, and they said, oh my God, the scene that didn't work now works. They wanted Blake Edwards editor, and he said, hey, I got to go work for Blake again. And they hired somebody that he had recommended.
Oh, okay. I
And
thought you
that-
said Blake Edwards did the editing.
No.
Because he did Blind Date, right?
Blake Edwards did.
Okay.
He's probably most famous for doing all the Pink Panther movies.
Okay, see,
You
and
know?
yeah.
You don't know the Pink Panther
I do,
movies?
but are you talking about the ones with
some of
Steve
those
Martin?
kind of have a horror side to it. No, the Peter Sellers version.
Okay, yeah.
The Peter Sellers.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
The good ones.
I can admit
He
what
was
I didn't know.
involved
I
in.
didn't know that.
Yeah. So.
Look at all the stuff you could have in trivia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Are we going to talk about
let's
Lacey
see.
Underalls at all?
Well,
Cindy Morgan?
first of all, I wouldn't have it for trivia because I do the horror movie trivia.
Wait. Oh, that's right. You're right.
Yes.
Whew.
So, yeah.
Wait a second. I better check my question. Wait.
Now, baby Ruth, by the way, that incident actually occurred.
In real
For
life
those
or
that-
in that movie?
In real life.
Really?
And that's where Brian Doyle Murphy got Murray.
Wow.
Murphy.
That's-
Murray got the idea.
Look how much I'm
The
learning.
guy playing the bishop, remember,
Yes.
that gets hit
Yep.
with the lightning and the
Yep.
rainstorm?
Having an awesome round.
During that rainstorm, that is the theme music to the Ten Commandments. Do you know why they picked the theme to the Ten Commandments?
I'm going to guess because
Yeah.
I'm going to say that guy was in the Ten Commandments.
Give yourself the ring and the bell. Very good, very good.
See, I can pick
he
up
was
on
in
things.
it, and they did that for him, and I guess he was a really, really cool guy throughout. Wait a minute,
But
wait a
that
minute.
was fake rain. That wasn't like that was honest.
you almost never see real rain happen
Okay.
in a. We know.
Yeah, we're in overtime.
Yeah, we're way overtime already.
But wait, you're not done with Caddyshack, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay, good.
But I have to play this at some point, otherwise the show will be done and I play overtime. Everybody says I'm waiting for the overtime to come up.
What?
Yes,
It's
everybody.
Is that better than the
Thousands and
Thousands?
thousands of people.
And if you're not one of the thousands of people that are checked into this podcast, then you're missing out.
That's right. This
You're like, shut up, Jeff.
It's true. This was Ted Knight's last movie.
Yes?
He did go on and make Too Close for Comfort, but
Which
this
is a
was his
great
last one.
sitcom.
I used to love that show.
Are you kidding? That was awesome.
Yeah.
His daughters.
And then, but this was also the last film for Sarah Holcomb. Now you're wondering who's that? That's the Irish lassie that's
Really?
worried about getting
Knocked up?
pregnant. She actually only has 4 movie credits.
Really?
2 of them are the biggest comedy hits of the era. She was in both Animal House and this one.
She was in Animal House.
Yes.
She was the underage girl at the supermarket that goes to the frat party.
And ends
Wow.
up under Tom Holtze. Yeah.
Yes, thanks for
That's-
connecting it out for
that's
me.
her.
That's
Now,
her.
After this
Damn.
movie, because of all the drug use and everything
Yeah.
else, but she was diagnosed with schizophrenia and she never made another film.
Shut up. Really?
Honest to God. Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah, Sarah Holcomb, very
The drugs
talented
got her
actress.
schizophrenic?
Well, we don't know about that. We don't know, but
seems
she was acting very erratic, and
Wow.
most of the people thought, well, she's on coke like everybody else, and it turned out, nope, she's schizo. And
You know, that's probably the
she's
coolest thing
mentally
I'm going
ill.
to pull off of this whole show tonight. That she was in both those movies.
Well,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. Time for the horror sports connection here.
There's none.
There are some.
Some?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bill Murray, Harold Ramis.
Oh, Ghostbusters.
They're both Ghostbusters.
Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters. And Chevy Chase
Yes, yes.
made the movie Memoirs of an Invisible Man, directed by John Carpenter, who made your favorite movie, Halloween. It's true. True story. It's true. So, yes, there are horror sports connections, not just the fear of rodents.
Is My Stepmother is an Alien, is that a horror movie?
It's a horrible movie.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah, but the gopher was added by John Peters, basically pushed for it, who was one of the producers. John Peters is probably best known as the producer that also did the Wild Wild West and demanded that a spider be added at the end of Wild Wild West. He is also best known as Barbara Streisand's boyfriend before she ended up with Brolin. That was
John
he was
Brolin?
like
John Brolin.
Yeah, and John Peters was basically a hairdresser, but she liked him, and she had a way of talking to Barbara, which she was a diva.
Babe.
They were like, we need somebody that can calm her down, and he could. He became a producer, and he was a big wheel in Hollywood because he could basically handle her. So, all right. And by the way, I'm going to put this up on the screen. See in the chat room? They were demanding the overtime to happen.
Because they know if they get to overtime, the show's over soon.
No, that is not why. They want it to go on forever. So, anyway.
I want to talk about Cindy Morgan.
Let's talk about Cindy Morgan.
You know all the facts about this. Let's hear it.
Cindy Morgan, she was like a newscaster, and it was this movie, and she was the romantic lead in Tron.
Why is she?
Probably her two
Get out of here.
lead roles.
You are doing all this
But
connecting the dots tonight.
Yeah, I know what you want me to talk about. Here we go.
No, I know that.
So she has a naked scene in the movie.
Yeah.
She contractually agreed to a naked scene.
Yep.
They get to do the naked scene.
Yep.
And they bring in a Playboy photojournalist. Okay, that's going to take pictures. She goes apeshit and says, "I'm not doing this." John Peters, the guy I just talked about, he gets on the phone with her and he says, "Well, you either do this scene or you're done in this town. You're done. I'm getting rid of you." And she came back and took her shirt off. That's basically what happened. To this day, she complains about that. And I'm always like, you signed a contract that said you were going to be topless. What the hell?
Do you know what this part about that?
What?
That Miles O'Keefe. Wait, what's his name? Michael O'Keefe. O'Keefe.
Yeah, Michael O'Keefe. Right.
What he did to help her with this scene?
He had everybody take their shirts off. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Another thing that happened that a lot of people talk about is the Rodney Dangerfield incident, where
I don't know that one.
Harold Ramis would always say action, which is what you say on a movie set when you want action to start. He didn't know what the hell they were talking about, so he kept just staring at Harold Ramis. And Harold Ramis finally says, "Now, when I say action, that means you do your bit." And I was, okay. And it's like a comedy skit, the way this plays out. He goes back and he says action, and Rodney Dangerfield just looks at him. He's like, okay, fine. So the next time they're like, okay, rolling, okay. Rodney, do your bit. And he did it flawlessly in one take. One take. He froze. He froze.
He wasn't screwing
too
them?
much. It was too much Hollywood for him.
Really?
And once he got out of his head, so after that, every time Rodney was on screen, Harold said, "Now you do your bit." And that's all it took for him to go. And I guess Rodney was one of them that was just spewing out new lines. Like, I think, "Well, the hat looks good on you," though. I think that was an unscripted line. And there's a bunch of them that he just threw in there. And this is why the editor was so key to this movie in particular, is because there were 500 alternate takes to everything. They would just keep shooting and shooting. And these guys were riffing and doing different things. In fact, Morgan, her big issue was they keep doing the scene different every time. Yeah. Particularly Chevy Chase was just making up that, "I love you." You know, all that stuff. Just made it up.
You can tell in that scene that it's got to be.
Well, she doesn't know what's coming.
Right. You can just tell.
Yes. She's like, where is this going?
Yep. Same thing when he's like doing the acupuncture. Hey, I have a question for you then.
Yeah.
So, with Rodney freezing up like that, was that maybe his first movie?
It was his first major movie. I think he had done like one little thing. Okay. But Rodney had become popular as of late because he had done a number of really buzzworthy appearances on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Yep. Kids, that was the good late night TV host.
Yes, it was.
And,
yes, it was.
He was so successful and people really liked him. All of a sudden, he became a thing. and they started the Rodney Dangerfield comedy clubs. That was right about the time Saturday Night Live was getting started, and Rodney Dangerfield and a lot of these guys. This was right around end of the 70s and into the 80s, and really deep into the 80s.
Yep.
That's when that stand-up comedy went nuts, and it seemed like every place that had a bar had enough room for a stool in the corner to have a comedian. And that was part of it, was Rodney Dangerfield starring Rodney's, and he had a couple locations, I think.
Sure.
But yeah, that's... Yeah,
I was just wondering if that's why.
Vegas. He did a lot of Vegas, is my understanding.
But as far as movies, that was his first major deal.
Yeah.
Where he was called on to to carry a scene, maybe.
Well, yeah, he carried the scene quite well, he did. Actually. And he went on to make Back to School and a bunch of other flicks.
Back to School was good.
It was good. Now,
Easy Money.
The people that made this movie also were involved in Caddyshack 2, but almost none of the talent came back.
Only one person.
To make Caddyshack 2. I can't even tell you who that was.
Chevy.
Was it Chevy? Well,
they threw
Chevy
out
was always ready.
They threw out some good money for that, but yeah, he was the only one. And Dan Aykroyd actually took over the part of Bill Murray's part.
Yeah,
it was not
Caddyshack 2. I watched one time. I was so angry because they tried to make Mason into
Jackie Mason.
They were trying to make Jackie Mason Rodney Dangerfield. It's like, no. The thing that Rodney Dangerfield did is he knew where that comedy was, and he knew to walk away from it.
Right.
It was just it was pathetic. It really was.
So pretty much Tim's gonna get that movie next season. If I ever see Halloween on the list, he will be getting Caddyshack 2.
I don't know what to tell you. I do not know what to tell you, except for it is time, ladies and gentlemen. It's the time of the show that you love most. It's trivia time, baby. We got us some trivia. Jeff has his lame-ass trivia that he's going to give me, and I'm going to have some fantastic, wonderful trivia.
So I was supposed to do this about Caddyshack and not Deep Rising?
Oh, shit.
No, just kidding.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
I do.
Okay.
Go ahead. So pay attention.
Okay. Hold on. I want to check. Okay. I'm getting ready for my trivia.
How's the other one go?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Oh, whatever.
Okay. All right. And remember, those of you in the chat room, we are not looking in the chat room. You feel free to discuss which ones we should be picking.
So listen carefully.
The way this works, everybody, he's going to read 3 pieces of trivia. One of them is not true.
Right.
But I'm going to watch Jeff's face, and I'm going to know immediately which one is fake. Go ahead. I am watching you.
Okay. That's what my wife says. Anyways, Rodney Dangerfield, Al Chervick, he reprised...
Hold on. You listen to your wife? Okay, go on. Sorry.
Okay, so Rodney Dangerfield, whose role is Al Chervick, he reprises his role, guy get no respect. He reprises that role in the 1985 light beer commercial where he scores a hole-in-one.
Okay.
Pat Brainmer, who passed away in June 2020 at the age of 70, he was the puppeteer for the Gopher.
The Gopher, okay.
So after college, he worked for creators Sid and Marty Krofft on Banana Splits and H&R Puffin Stuff.
Okay.
And finally, Ted Knight dropped out of high school to join the Army in World War II and got 5 battle stars in the Pacific Theater.
Okay, that one I know is true. He was a decorated Army or Navy or whatever. I know he was military. Yeah, I know he was military. The other 2 I'm having some trouble with. I do know that the Gopher was actually developed by a guy that worked at Disneyland. It was an animatronic, but who actually ran the puppet, I can't recall. And then the first one was Rodney in the light commercial. I'm going to say...
Gets a hole-in-one.
Yeah, I think that's false. I don't think he did that in the light commercial.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong?
You're wrong.
God damn it.
But dun 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 dun. So actually,
Puppet?
no.
It was Ted Knight?
Yeah, he was in the European theater, not the Pacific theater.
Oh, that's you.
I know that was kind of rough,
pretty
but
cheesy.
well, if you know your trivia, right?
I didn't know that piece. Okay, fine. All right.
But wait a second, wait. Before we get into this, yes, he does score a hole in one in the light beer commercial.
Okay,
at the very end.
By the way, we got booze going in the chat room.
Booze?
Thank you, Mom. Okay, go on.
For what? What?
I think we all know that was a naughty.
That was wrong.
Wait till you hear mine.
And then that Pat Brymer guy, he did actually work for
Croft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they hired a lot of puppeteers in their time.
They booed me.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, but my mom saw the wink.
There you go.
There, oh, Jesus. All right. All right. Three pieces of trivia. One of them is false. Here we go. A, the ship name Argonautica is a reference to a Roman god of the ocean and wealth.
Okay.
Letter B, 4 actors from this film have been in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films.
Okay.
C, originally Harrison Ford was slated to play John Finnegan, the character Treat Williams played.
So C is 100% correct.
Okay. Glad to see you reading the IMDb trivia page, so I can't go there anymore.
Whatever. Anyways, on the other two though, see, I know that I can't even say her name now. Famke Janssen. I know she's one of the.
I just call her Sweetie.
I know.
Yeah.
I know she was in one of those, but I don't know who like the 4 people would be. I mean, I guess Treat would have been one. I don't know. And then what was the first question again?
The ship name Argonautica is a reference to a Roman god of the ocean and wealth.
You know, it kind of makes sense because they're on the ocean and they had a lot of rich people in there. But that could be the way that you're trying to trick me.
I could be trying to trick you by saying 4.
Well, I'm thinking of the Fantastic Four. But
could be 5.
You know what?
Could
And
be
that would,
3.
you know what? If it could be, you know what?
If I was Jeff Miller,
that would be, you know, that'd be,
3.5.
you know what? Yeah, they'd be right up the same alley as my question, which I apologize for.
No, I'm kidding.
You know what though, Tim? I'm gonna go with my first instinct on this, and I'm gonna say 1 is the incorrect one. A.
The ship name Argonautica is a reference.
A. Bring it. Big money. Big money. Yes! There you go. There you go.
He got it. Argonautica is actually named after Jason and the Argonauts, and that's Greek.
Wow. And then,
that is Greek.
So could you tell me the 4 people?
Yes, I can, but I have to open my
look at that, people.
My other thing.
5
here.
points. Bring it home.
There is 4. Okay.
Yep.
The 4 are. I'm still pulling it up. Okay, I have the list. Famke, you are correct. She played Jean Grey in the X-Men movies.
Okay.
Then Jason Fleming, he was kind of the guy that dealt with the bombs, the kind of Irish type guy.
Yeah.
He was Azrael, a teleporter in X-Men First Class. He had a relatively smaller role. Now, the guy that gets the axe to his head.
Yeah, the black dude.
Which I'm going to screw up his name. Digimon Hunusu.
Yeah.
He was in Guardians of the Galaxy as Korath. He was the guy that asked for the orb in the first scene.
I never saw it.
But he also was in Captain Marvel as one of the characters in that movie as well. There's like a team of people, and he's one of the team. And then Derek O'Connor, who's the ship's captain.
Oh.
He was in the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie as Father Everett. But you probably know Derek O'Connor best as the Heavy and Lethal Weapon 2.
Yes,
he's
he
the
is.
henchman.
Hey,
yes.
But hey, and then the guy that got the axe in the head?
Yeah.
Was he also in Gladiator? Was he in Gladiator? Was he one of the guys?
Possibly.
I thought he was. He looked really familiar.
Maybe, but I don't know that.
Look at that, 5 points. That looks so good up there.
That's so upsetting to me.
That's awesome.
It was cheating. that occurred.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and put those in right away.
Why is it cheating?
Because he cheated.
Because I
It was cheating.
Okay.
All right, so Jeff is really off to a lead. And I'm going to make it even worse by saying, I'm sorry, if I gave Dodgeball a 10, Caddyshack's got
11.
a 10. I'm not giving out 11s, bitch.
All right,
So-
so this is the way I got it. I got it.
Okay.
This isn't a 10 movie,
Okay.
but it's a 9.
Okay.
It's a 9. And, yeah, I mean...
You
Yeah.
want to take...
I want to
Black Sheep
I want to
down.
take Black Sheep down to a 5.
All right.
I really do. Because
I understand.
it sets it up a little bit better for me. And I think you're going to find this moving down the road through the different seasons.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to give it a 4. This is how he's going to
if
win.
I even watch the movie.
This is how he's going to win. No, Orphan? You're going to give that an 8. You're going to give that an 8.
You're on the north side of Little Muskego Lake, I think.
Freaking about it. They got a heroin problem over there. I don't know if you know about that.
All right, so what
A
do we
lot
got?
of people deny it.
What do we
you
got
know?
going on here for next week? What's next week's?
Next week, it's time to do the preview, which I have to
Orphan.
click like 15 buttons. So give me a second. here.
Orphan, come and find me.
Okay, so that'll
know
be,
what it's gonna be.
season 2, inning 3.
I love this music. Look at that. God. Oh, you get the scout. You're gonna like that. I think you're gonna like it.
Well, we're getting ready for
Yeah.
opening day. So
Which
we're
will-
doing the scout with Brendan Fraser and Albert Brooks. In fact, one of our viewers has reached out to me and said he is going to watch the scout. Has not watched it before and likes Brendan Fraser, loves baseball, so he might be a world famous statistician.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
So,
like that. And
yeah.
then the Orphan. How does that have anything to do with baseball? I purposely put the scout
The
because it's
Orphan,
opening
yeah.
day. How
Yeah.
do you get Orphan for opening day?
The
Starts with an O?
Orphan is because a lot of women during the sports season don't have their men around, and they're considered sports orphans.
Very good. I got to give you credit on that. That's pretty good. That's the way to tie the bow.
It was a lot of bullshit.
That's the way you
but
tie
it
the bow,
still
baby.
worked. Yeah. So that's going to be on April 1st. No fooling, on April 1st. Here on this very station, you're going to get to see Dead on the Bases with that fantastic lineup. So
I
we're
thought
all
for sure
looking
you were
up
going to give
for
me April Fool's Day. I did.
that. You know, I've never watched April Fool's Day. Honest to God.
Should we watch it and give it like a special, like, what happened? I didn't hear you anymore.
Huh?
Were you? Oh, I saw it in delay. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know why you watch the You
don't-
know not to look over there, and he looks over there. He gets distracted everywhere.
I do.
Okay,
Look at the shiny
we're
object.
looking at
Look at
the
it.
chat, and it does look like a few people guessed my wrong answer. But
Did they?
they're evil.
Yeah, because they listen to it and they're like, oh, they guessed the
No.
one that you asked me.
Right. They guessed that one, and there was a lot of booing about yours. So
Why,
It's
though?
okay. It's okay if you feel like you need to cheat. It's all right.
How did?
But anyway.
You should know. 2 different theaters.
It's getting. Are we getting on the Incredible Hulk coaster? I don't even know what that question is for. But
Merchandise?
anyway,
Are you
we
looking at
wanna thank-
merchandise? Merch?
Probably everybody wants some merchandise. Did everybody see my nice new
That's awesome.
Brewers? That is the right
Absolutely.
logo.
Yep.
And they finally are getting the chalet back.
I saw that.
So
You should tell them at AmFam Field where the Brewers
Yeah.
play ball. In case there's
they're
people
getting,
that
the Bernie Brewer chalet is coming back. Well, a lot of people follow this show just because it is the finest podcast in Muskego.
Thank you.
It
We're
is.
we are not on the north
no.
side of the lake either.
No, there's a lot of heroin going on over
I
there.
don't know where you're getting that crap from.
Not the north side, I'll tell you that.
Anyways,
That
Yeah.
stuff is terrible.
so we hope you enjoyed tonight's show.
I saw them doing. They used to open up like a paint can sometimes.
You're
and
making-
they mainstream it,
You're making stuff up.
mainline it. That's what.
Not
they
Muskego.
would do. Oh,
Not Muskego.
okay. We got an explanation. Incredible Hulk coaster. The music that I have for the preview is not for
Alloy?
getting into Incredible Hulk coaster. It is not. It is some stock music I found somewhere else, but it does sound exactly like the music when you're getting on the roller coaster Incredible Hulk, which you have never gotten that. Otherwise, you would think that's a really good ride.
One of the coolest roller coasters I've ever been on was Superman down at Six Flags. That was pretty cool because you're like laying, like,
yeah.
Well, that wouldn't have been good.
That would have been bad.
Yeah.
Do not.
But you would have been.
The stuff you're drinking would probably eat through that desk.
But Superman was cool. I like Superman. Batman was a cool ride too.
Yeah, yeah. We got to get you down to Universal Studios and get you on the Hulk.
Oh, that's at Universal Studios.
Yeah, and then we'll see your scaredy kid.
I was.
That would.
I was on the Back to the Future ride at Universal Studios.
That no longer exists, by the way.
What about the E.T. ride?
E.T. is still there so far.
Backdraft?
Backdraft no longer. No.
Those are only 3 that I've been on.
Okay. We got our work to do. All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight. We thank you so much, and we're really glad that you could join us. Now, where did my cursor go? There she goes. And want to remind everybody that you can tune into us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. Problem with a screen this size, you don't know where the damn cursor is. You are searching.
I'm glad you're doing all that. I couldn't.
It's bad. Okay, you can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Pandora, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google, any place that you find good podcasts. That's where we are.
Absolutely.
Kind of like the Norse end of Little Muskego Lake.
Oh my
you
God.
can find our podcast there as well, but you will have to kick over some of the heroin addicts. All right. So until next time, if it's sports, it's a home run. If it's horror, run home. We're dead on the bases, and we'll see you next time.
Otherworldlyculture.com. CindyMorgan.com.
I bet you're going to be shocked by what you're about to see. Yeah, that's new.
I like that.
That's new, baby.
See you next time.
That's right. We will see you next time.
Yeah.
Unless, you're
I got
on
that
the
hat
north
on
end
tonight,
of
too.
Little
Look at that.
Muskego Lake, and then you're probably having problems.
I got to get
putting
that
your
T-shirt
stuff
back, too.
together.
I don't even know where that is.
You're wearing it.
No, not that one. I'm wearing that hat. That T-shirt, I don't even know.
Don't make people think that you're not wearing any clothing.
No, I got
What
my
are
Rock
you
T-shirt
doing?
on.